inside of this decider map, or decider match should I say, and it will be Obey Alliance versus Nora Rengo. First map coming up will be Coastline. Nora Rengo on the defense, Obey Alliance on the attack. Let's see where these operator bans are going to set the tone of the match.
What's it gonna be? Lion ban, quite normal standard ban overall in all pro leagues. It's just one of those operators that makes the roaming so hard that when you take it out, you can actually move. So, moving is good. Moving is good.
Yeah, that's you definitely don't want to be playing around the musical stairs or musical chairs meta. So, certainly getting that big universal operator gone. That's a pretty big ban, and it's a ban that Nora Rengo do like to go for. They banned it a lot against Vitality as well. Next two bans is going to be an Ashe ban from Obey, so that is specifically going to be a target ban to Meryu, who performed so well on that operator yesterday against Vitality. Also the Valkyrie ban coming out from Obey, so they don't want these Valkyrie cameras to be used in the side of Nora Rengo, giving them all of this intellect they could potentially bring, which they have seemed to use this intel a lot more because they're more of a patient team. I would say they're probably very strict and composed, so whenever they're trying to challenge peaks in the last ban is going to come out from Nora Rengo, which is going to be the Echo.
Yeah, Valkyrie and Echo bans are always good bans to use on the defending side, especially on the coastline, because when you throw the cams outside of the building, there's so much information you can get with those wall cams. And then on the Echo side, if the round is ending, there's 10 seconds left, and you're executing to the side, and there's still Echo alive, it's super annoying to get that plant down, so Echo ban makes a lot of sense. I would only say the Ashe ban is kind of weird, because you're target banning one guy to take off the Ashe, but at the same time, he can play another operator, like Sophia, that usually you see the Ashe players running the Sophia, so there would be so many others to take off, like Dokai, Big Glass, Ying, Termite, Finka, Jackal, Blackbird, because Nora also ran the Blackbird, so it's like I don't feel like what are you gonna gain with the Ashe ban, because it doesn't have that much utility. It's all about the aggression with that operator, but you can do the aggression with another operators as well.
So it will be the kitchen defense coming out first for Nora Rengo. This is a bomb site which they have performed quite well on, especially JJ's that big standout player for this bomb site. They like to play him downstairs as more of an anchor, and he can also challenge very well in towards the flooring as well, where we've seen against Vitality, he was able to challenge the floors whenever it started getting open above him with that shotgun, with that SMG-11. So certainly a lot of things that JJ can do to pull his team into a good lead. Obey, they're going to go for that box strategy where they're going to try and attempt to take the top floor and then start getting skies in, ripping up that floor, getting the anchor positions, particularly that mirror window, looking in towards that reception where JJ is going to be playing behind. So Obey, they're going to go for the more standard take and certainly the most common one that we see for this particular bomb site.
So here we have Nora has been set up to the kitchen, so they have the 2 guys upstairs, 3 guys downstairs. They are trying to burn time around the VIP penthouse area as long as possible, but yeah, it's all about the top floor control, so that's what Obey is going to go for.
So Maman is going to be getting his way up into the roof, which is a big area that teams want to try and play in towards, and shots down a lot of rotations. Meryu, what a shot! Double kill for Meryu! Adam and Bosco will fall, so already the hard destruction gone on the side of Obey. Big kills. Waka's going to get the kill onto Maman. A great start for Nora Rengo. Great couple of shots there for Meryu. The guy where they specifically took away one of his operators, he can do it just as well on the defense.
Yeah, Bandit is one of those operators that has one of the better guns from the defense inside. The MP5 is an amazing gun that you can clutch those kills in, and he got a nice double kill in there. But this is what I was saying. The top floor control is so important. OP tried to get it. There was Murray on the VIP, and he just wrecked the push alone without any help because the Jaeger is here behind the mirror window. He's not really helping to hold the VIP, so it's one guy on the penthouse, one guy on the VIP, just drone him out, push him coordinated, use your flashbangs, use your tools to get him. But at that point, they just tried to run in from a one doorway, and it didn't work out.
Yes, certainly it is a strategy where attacking teams should know how to play against it. It's not uncommon to see roamers upstairs, and Obey are going to be left struggling here with only Benji and Skies left up, as that will be Benji falling. The Shin just swings around the corner, gets the kill, as Skies is going to be stuck in the clutch situation. I highly doubt he's going to be able to take all 5 members of Nora Rengo. It would be quite a challenge even to take out Meryu as well, or Shin or Waka, just them 3 high impact fraggers for Nora Rengo, and really Skies is going to be the guy to outgun them in many of these engagements that we'll see prior, as he does get the kill onto Shin. Quick stab, but he's going to find 2 people in the corridors. That will be the Jaeger and the Bandit, as Meryu gets himself a free K for that round.
Yeah, really awesome defensive hold from Nora Rengo, and it all came up to holding that VIP. But I would say it was more about Obey not taking the VIP as a team. They tried to push from one doorway and they didn't use their utility to get the guy from there. So yeah, kind of easy hold from Murray. Yeah,
very good plays coming out from Nora Rengo. The gun skill is certainly looking strong for these guys, and let's not forget as well, Nora Rengo and Obey, they only had more or less, I would say, 45 minutes of warm-up time by the time they got into the building, by the time they had to get ready to play their first match. So compared to every other group, they don't get warm-up time. Compared to Group D, however, where they get a ton of warm-up time. So certainly the shots can be a little bit shaky. We've seen some of that inside of Group A, but if you were playing inside of this tournament and you didn't get enough warm-up time, say you were on Group A, do you think that would affect teams compared to having all of the time to prepare, such as Group D matchups?
It's, I would say it's double-edged. It's short because when you get to the building first, you don't need to concentrate that long. So you eat your breakfast, you come to the building, you concentrate to your match, and then it's over. Whereas if you play in the Group D, you wake up, you go for the breakfast, then you warm up pretty much the whole day. You don't want to do that because you will burn yourself out, but still you are kind of like just waiting for your game, and it can be really stressful to do that because you're just waiting and you want to play the match and not just be there at the venue and waiting for the game. So I would say it's some teams prefer the late game, some teams prefer the early game. Personally, I think it's just lottery because wherever you play, it feels like it's never perfect. Maybe Group B plays is one of the better because you still have some warm-up time, but you don't need to wait the whole day. So it's preference, I think.
So Obey will be looking to attack this blue bar in Sunrise, as Nora Rengo have decided to pick up this bomb site. So typically what we're expecting from Obey is going to be the same strategy that they attempted to go for in the previous bomb site, where they want to use this heavy destruction with that skeleton key, get in there, rip open all of the anchor position. Mira did actually get left free inside of the ban phase, so we're going to see predominantly Mira strategies, which is a big operator for most maps, especially Coastline, where all 4 bomb sites really do excel with the use of a Mira. I'm liking these angles from Shin, creating them holes with his shotgun, looking right up onto my man, who is going to back away, doesn't want to risk his life as of yet. And like we were talking about, Sky's going to get himself in, but he is going to come in contact with Papayan, and this is a strategy that Nora Rengo have, is where they play aggressive blue with the mirror window. It just means Obey have to waste just a little bit more utility, and it means that Skies always has to be cautious that somebody could flank him.
Yet again, it's in the top floor. It's all about holding the top floor as long as possible without losing any persons there. Skies gets the first kill to JJ with the C8, so a nice start for Obey, but they wasted pretty much 2 minutes and 40 seconds to get that kill. So, actually 1 minute and 40 seconds. But nonetheless, they took the top floor, so now they can actually start box the floors. And Waka takes a refrag to Adam, running outside from the offices. So nice kill for Waka.
Look how many goo mines as well he had out beside that office area. Skies does get the kill onto Shin. So the Mira will be eliminated as Benji and Bosco's going to attempt to go for the plant here. Cast canisters do get thrown out as well, so that cover off the smoke is going to be where it's going to be the push in, as Mariu does get the kill onto Benji as what gets killed on the Bosco. Double kill for Mariu onto my man. Last man up is going to be Skies, stuck inside of the clutch position once again like he was last round, as he is trying to look to see if he can find that castle lurking. Waka still has them goo mines he keeps creating with his timer, so certainly it is going to be the time running down for Skies, and Nora Rengo will take this 2-0 lead inside of Coastline.
I guess guys forgot that you don't need to save weapons in this game, but whatever.
Like other esports titles.
Yeah, but yeah, Obey played it really well. They got the top floor control. They did the open up the floors with the box, so they had what they needed. But when they executed, they only executed with 2 guys from the pink bar door. They went for the plant, and the one guy jumped over the bar table. And I thought at that point that, oh, it's a free plant for Obey at this point, that there's no one to contest that. But then there was the castle that ran through the smoke grenade over there, over the pink bar, and just fragged the planter while Mary got the kill. Oh, no, it was JJ with the Jaeger got the kill to the guy who was behind the bar table. So just, if you would have more people to actually execute, because you only need one guy to hold the upstairs, that was Skies, put all the rest of the people to actually do execute with the push, with the planter, to get the planter down, and after that the position of Skies will be really strong because he can actually hold the diffuser from above.
So a lot of things that Obey could have went about differently, but nonetheless, Nora Rengo have been very impressive with their retake strategies that they've set in place for Coastline, where typically they just run right through the smoke, where typically you would be scared of as a smoke, but because they know that Obey isn't a team that likes to run the glass, if the glass was brought, it would have been a different story for Nora Rengo, because then they cannot use the cover of that smoke in their advantage. So if Obey want to go for that same smoke strategy, why not take the glass? It's not been banned out. He is such a strong operator for this map. It's feasibly possible that Obey could have won that, because they then could have shut down that retake coming out from Nora Rengo.
Yeah, if the glass is left open in this map, most teams want to use it, because it just makes the pushes so much easier, especially for this penthouse hold. You just smoke off the master bedroom and the B bomb site, and then you have the line of sight for the A bomb. You start to plant the diffuser, and the glass holds the guys from the A bomb site that they cannot rotate to the doorway, throw smoke grenades, throw C4s, etc. So it makes things easier to have the glass around. So here we have Nora setting up for the penthouse defense. They have 3 guys above at the moment and 2 guys on the bottom floor. So kind of standard play. They are one of those teams that don't hold the VIP when they defend this bomb site like they did when they hold the kitchen. But the VIP control is pretty important. But now if you give it to the enemy team free, you just need to have some C4s from the below to actually deny the open up of the wall, or to kill the guys once they start to plant the diffuser.
Obey are looking for the same strategy almost, where they typically want to try and clear the VIP like they've nearly done every single round. This is going to be the big staging ground for Obey. They're going to try and get Habana in, open up some of that walls. They haven't brought the thermite, so they certainly do have that flexibility with the longer range. They don't have to expose themselves to C4. The Habana pellets could be used to get open the mirror windows, which is as well something that the teams always have to be cautious of on Coastline. That's typically why we see Mira being banned out a lot on this map, but certainly the mirror windows are going to be the big downfall for Obey unless they want to use the X-Kairos as getting rid of them.
Yep, I was thinking why the one panel of the VIP wall was left open, but it's for the mirror players that the mirror windows are giving the line of sight to that hole there. So Waka has the line of sight for that. If the enemy team tries to breach from there, he can just retaliate with the vector. But now the mirror window gets destroyed, and easy kill for Macron, straight to follow up the grenade launcher.
Yeah, that was left soft, so it was simple enough for my man to waste his concussion mine first and then go with the impact. So certainly a good play from Obey, gets rid of the stage 1, I would say. But then look from below, Mariu gets the kill on the Sky, so no bucks from below, but equally my man gets a double kill as Waka will fall as well. So the Smoke and the Mirror, the two hard anchors and denial operators, are going to be taken out. They still have a bit of denial with these Maestro cameras, but it doesn't do as much damage compared to the gas canisters. And Bosco is going to go for the plant. He's going to stick it, and that phone call is going to stop Maestro from being able to go for the denial with his cameras. Mariu's holding that angle, misses the shots, goes around. He does see Adam, but he will get the better of that engagement as Mariu will fall. JJ is rotated in as my man gets a third kill for himself onto Papillon. All down to JJ inside of a 1 versus 4 diffuser. Did get planted. He knows one's going to be inside of the bathroom. Does get shot as well from the side and will get shut down by Benji. And finally, Obey get their first round on the board inside of the first map.
Well, it's still a penthouse, so one of the hardest sites to defend at the moment. So that was the round to take for Obey. But at the same time, that's the issue when you play that bomb site like Nora. They didn't contest the VIP, so they let the Obey to take the VIP control, then the guitar hallway control, and at that point all your defenders are in one room at the A bomb site. So if you try to contest the plant from there, it usually doesn't work, because there is a guy at the guitar hallway, someone in VIP, the planter comes to the master bedroom, you have guy at the toilet area, and usually there's a guy also in the big window. So there's so many line of sights to guys that are actually trying to deny the plant that it gets really hard to defend that. But for some reason Obey didn't put the one guy to the big window, but they were able to take the round anyway. It was nice plays from Mahman to take those 2 kills, especially on the Mirror, after destroying the Mirror window with the grenade launcher. So
certainly taken away from that particular hold, I would say that Nora Rengo, they didn't do anything exciting. It was a very simple hold that most teams know how to play against. You see that a lot even inside the rank play as well. It's what everybody who plays this game knows how to do. You put your mirror windows and you just hard anchor, but that doesn't work because teams like Obey know exactly how to counter it because they've played it so much. So if you want to try and get the upper edge against your opponents, especially in a fight for your death match, you need to go different. You need to try different strategies, and whenever they have strong roamers, why not try and go for the heavy roam game? So certainly it can be something that Nora Rengo can work on. It will be another kitchen hold for Nora Rengo. Last time it was very easy for them to tear apart this Obey lineup. No thanks to Mariu, who played extremely well as that roamer upstairs. I believe he is also going to be upstairs again, lurking. This time Waka is going to be assisting him as well. As a quick run out from Mariu, just speaking about him, as he did try and get the bear. He is going to get the kill onto Benji. Benji, man, you need to go for that pre-fire. That should have been an easy kill. But no, Mariu is going to keep continuing this train of him being an absolute monster.
Yeah, climbing up those stairs. And there's Shin getting a C4 kill to Mahman. So this is working again really nicely for Nora, just denying the plays from the upstairs. It was again on the VIP. This time the C4 came from below. So really nice start for Nora. But yeah, coming back to the Murray, that push out from the hookah should never work. It's so predictable. Teams like to do that all the time. You just need to, if you want to play it safe, rappel into there. Don't go to the staircase, rappel up there and put the claymore to the door. And that's pretty much holding the guy from running out from the location.
So Bosco is going to use one of his ex-Kairos pellets upstairs. Particularly for this bomb site, we don't see a whole lot of hard destruction being crucial, so certainly he can go ahead and open up some of that VIP wall. Maestrocam's going to be looking right at Adam. He could disable it with his EMP grenade, but instead is going to back off. Looking down a couple of holes, still being cautious that players like JJ from below can peek up and kill him at any moment, but still a minute to go for Obey.
Drone activated.
This position next to the window is going to be...
Bomb located by attackers.
It was like, if he would have seen the drone come close, he would have jumped out to try to get the kill, but not working this time. Here comes the Sky's aggression again. The random aggression he's so good at, getting one kill, but getting then refragged by Shin straight away. Bosco gets the refrag to Shin, and it's starting to get the shootout at this point.
Yeah, it certainly is going to be a kill frenzy here momentarily as flashbangs are going to get chucked out. by Bosco. Walker's going to miss a couple of shots. That reeling so hard to land your bullets through. As the pistol does come out, he's going to be prone right beside it. As Bosco's going to throw out another flashbang, and he's going to attempt to go for the plant as Adam is going to have to cover. The beat is going to come out as Walker does stand up, and the pistol's just going to keep firing. Bosco still not sure what he wants to do. He needs to go for this plant. Walker spraying in. He does see a bit of the body, and that will not be the case as Bosco just stops the blunt and does go for the kill. Mariu is going to be the only guy left, but Adam is going to get that clutch, being that Overwatch protector for Bosco. And Obey are essentially going to steal that round from Nora Rengo.
3 kills for Obey at that point. Adam holding that angle so well. But at the same time, that reinforcement pretty much costs a round for Nora, because that was the only safe place to plant for the Hibana. So yeah, if you don't have that reinforcement, there's no safe spot to plant. So okay, you deny line of sight from the main lobby to the freezer if you have that reinforcement, and it's less likely to get drilled to the toilet from the freezer door, but you're giving a free plant to the enemy team, so I kind of dislike that reinforcement at that location.
Certainly a lot of teams do like to open up little feet holes as well, which is something that teams can perform. It would have worked out well for Waka. He just barely seen that diffuser, but then Bosco very smartly just stopped the plant and went for the pre-fire in towards that hole. So Obey do pull it back to a 2-on-2. So all to play for inside of this decider match to find out, will it be another North American team heading into the live finals, or will it be an APAC team?
Yeah, it's going to be a huge day for APAC. 3 teams out of the 3 teams from APAC all have a chance to qualify for the playoffs, so it's going to be a big day for the APAC. But that round was really important for Obey because Coastline is easier to attack. You have already given out 2 rounds for Nora. If you would have given 3 rounds from the defensive side before Nora, it would have been really hard to win this map. But this time, you still have the chance to take the 3-2 and force Nora to take 4 rounds from the attacks or go for the OT. So yeah, that was crucial round for Obey to take.
And especially whenever Nora Rengo is a team which have so much attacking presence, it gives them a lot more useful operators with the free speeds. Maybe not so much the Ash, as it did get banned out, but certainly operators like Buck, like Sophia as well. It gives players like Shin a big option to step up, walk as well, where primarily we've seen him play a lot of blitz as well yesterday, so that can also be another option where we could see that come out to play. Skies is going to be on the Buck, just predominantly playing this operator, attempting to get himself into that VIP like he's tried to do every single round, and then start opening up the floor. This time, Obey are a lot more certain in their attack. They know that Mariu and Walker are going to be the 2 roamers. Mariu isn't actually going to be upstairs this time. Instead, he's going to be lurking around towards that office area. He can go for the rotates in towards the blue bar as well if he wants to go for it. And this could be a pretty big flank for Mariu whenever Benji is going to be stuck inside of the Sunrise bar on his drone.
Yeah, we saw the Evil Eye placements from Nora here. One was at the kitchen, but there was none at the freezer. The other one is upstairs on the penthouse, and I don't know what's the point of that, because if you watch their Obey's games before in Coastline, they tend to push from the freezer door like we saw in the last round, so have one Evil Eye there to actually deny the plant. You don't need to have it on the kitchen. But here we have Obey finally taking out the VIP and the penthouse. They're opening up the floors now with the Buck and Sophia, so this is all about just preparing for the push to the actual site.
Waka is going to get droned out and also concussioned out, as we did see this Sophia charge get tossed out, and then an easy kill for Skies, as he did open up a hole for himself. That's the great thing about bringing your Buck as well for clearing out roamers, is whenever there's a lot of unreinforced walls, that just makes it a whole lot easier for a Buck. And just like we talked about, that this is exactly what Obey need to do. They need to get inside off the bedroom, start bucking open the floor. Benji's going to get the kill onto Shin, as that could have been potentially a big roam from Shin, as that's what he likes to do on that mirror, is go for them late rotates, as he was cut out inside of the kitchen. But look where Maryu is still holding the angles inside the blue bar. He has been there since almost the very start of the round. Does manage to take out Benji, and 10 seconds ago, this is starting to look pretty bad for Obey, as he still have a big roamer in the form of Maryu, who gets a double kill. So man will fall, and he's still going to be on the aggression as he pushes in, gets the kill onto Bosco as well, as JJ gets the kill on Adam, all down to Skies once again, and Maryu, just barely misses that 4K. But once again, that bandit Maryu, what a big player he has been for Nora Rengo so far, and it's only been 5 rounds.
It's all about the merry roam. It's working again for Nora, and it's at that point, should you bring the Jackal to actually hunt him down? Well, it's too late at the moment. It's 3 rounds for Nora already from the defensive side of the coastline. Things are looking pretty grim for Obey at the moment, because it is attacking side map most of the time. So here it comes, the attack of Nora. We see Doc Happy Sledge, Sophia, Thatcher and Hibana coming out for them. Whereas the bomb side will be Penthouse Theater. I highly dislike this bomb side pick from Obey, because it is super hard bomb side to defend at the moment. So I'm interested to see if they can actually do it.
So this will be the switch. So we're going to now be able to see all of Nora Rengo's attacks and then Obey's defenses. So certainly, I'm going to guess that Obey must have a different strategy for the Penthouse and Theater. Like you said, it's one that typically teams are starting to stray away from. We see more of the bar defenses as well as the kitchen, so they must have a quick pocket strat that they could perform. We'll come down to see where the mirror placements are going to be. If it's going to be the exact same mirror windows that we see Nora Rengo go for, then it's going to be exactly the same for the way Obey played against that strategy, where it's just get open the VIP and then plant in that blind spot beside of the bedroom. And whenever they're also going to be bringing this Sophia, that mirror window isn't going to be there for long on that unreinforced wall. So it's looking like the exact same setup that Nora Rengo did against Obey.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. They've reinforced the 2 panels from the VIP. There's the one panel is open. The mirror is watching the one open up panel. So it's pretty much the same. They have reinforced the VIP somewhat, so they might actually want to play inside of that. And we do see Bosco, but he rotates away. So
a big thing I'm looking at inside of the Obey lineup is that looking where that soft mirror window is, they also have a deployable shield right in front of it. So that could possibly be used to stop a Sophia charge being shot in, but that's not going to cover the entirety of the wall. Could also mean that whenever it does get open, Benji or Bosco could rotate and play behind that shield, so it kind of gives them another layer of protection, the same way that we've seen from Clubhouse on that gym and bedroom, where they have the castle barricades with the layers of protection. So certainly that could be an interesting strategy that could work for Obey. I don't believe it will, because it's a very small protection layer, and typically teams will find it.
For me, it actually looks like it's there to deny the access from the toilet area to the doorway. So once you want to push through the doorway to actually deny the plant to the bedroom, the guy from the toilet doesn't have direct line of sight to you when you're crouched. So that might be the case why the shield is there.
Yeah, so that's more fitting into the retake strategy that sometimes Obey may want to go for. Looking at Nora Rengo, they have a lot of retake potential. We've seen that. Do you believe that Obey could do the same kind of retake strategies? Are they known to have that same kind of retakes from the matches you've seen previously yesterday that you casted? I haven't casted Obey yet. I don't know what they're particularly like inside of these matchups. Certainly Nora Rengo I know a lot about, but looking at what you've seen from Obey, is the retake definitely on?
They usually play to deny the plant in the beginning, not so much a retake team. So, but if they're playing this style, I don't know how you're going to stop that, because you are turning up on the A bomb side and you're giving the B up for free. There's no one to deny the plant at this point. There is no one even in Billy basement. There's Jaeger in the cool wipe stairs, but he doesn't have a C4 to deny it. So you are relying on those smoke grenades and the C4 from Mira to deny it, but usually that's not enough.
My man is going to get things started off as Shinwell falls. Bosco gets the kill onto Maryu as well. JJ has had to rotate out and attempt to repel up to that double window. Waka from below does get rid of one of the mirror windows, as Bosco as well gets heavy damage done to him from below with that impact nade. JJ still on that double, just watching to see if he can find anybody. Nobody inside of the master bedroom area. All 3 members are going to be located to the back end of that theater, and also Adam and Skies are going to be inside of the corridor. My man is going to be also on that room, so certainly not looking too good for Nora Rengo. Look exactly where my man is. He gets the call out that they're in, and he does go for this flank, and that is going to be man gets the kill, and then a double kill for him, as Waka's going to be the last guy up, goes through the sprays, but in all no hope, as Obey will take their first defensive round.
Well, they hold it, so good job Obey, but at the same time, Nora, they didn't use what they had because the wall from the VIP to the master bedroom was open. You can come through that and plant to the master bedroom, hold the angles from the toilet and the window and from the guitar hallway, but at this time they just tried to push from the guitar hallway door. That's a single-sized door, so it's quite easy when you have a smoke with the SMG-11 and Mira with the Vector to just hold that one doorway and spray it. You have 2 weapons that have over 1,000 rounds per minute fire rate, so it's not that hard to kill the guys coming through a one doorway.
So kitchen and service, the first time for Obey. Like you said, they're more determined around having the heavy denial in the latter stages of the round, but certainly whenever they have players like Maman and Skies on the roam game, that could be a big cause for caution for Nora Rengo. They're going to be bringing the Twitch out to play. That is specifically going to be used to counter Mira windows. It's really the only time we see Twitch being brought out is whenever we see the Mira being let free in the ban phase, because if we see no Mira being banned out, then we just don't see the Twitch either. It's the kind of counter strategies that typically Let's Play Stage run, where every operator always has a counter.
No, another situation where we see Twitch is when IGL wants to have that drone that is almost invisible and silent to use, so it's easy to drone out the enemy positions and give out the calls that you want your teammates to do. I would say Gohan is one of those players that just runs the Twitch all the time, even when there is no mirror around, so you do see Twitch sometimes when there is no mirror.
Especially being backed up with a great assault rifle as well in the form of the F2, a very hard-hitting assault rifle, high rate of fire as well, easily controlled recoil for most players anyway, so certainly Twitch is a good pickup in terms of fragging potential, and whenever you have a player like JJ who can frag just as well as anybody, most players can as well at this competition, but certainly JJ can make things work with that ACOG he has on the F2, as he is going to send in these Twitch drones like you talked about, very, very silent. You can only really see them unless you see the rustle of the barbed wire would be the big way, and also it's good for getting rid of ADSs, which there is going to be no ADSs here stationed, and this will be the mirror window getting open. A great snatch for JJ. You did see that Benji was ready for it, but the reaction time just was not there. Shin inside of the sunrise bar by himself. This is going to be more of the flank protection that Nora Rengo want to establish to stop these late rotates from Obey, which they have been known for going to.
Yep, we have the pretty much similar setup that Nora was playing. There's 3 people downstairs, 2 people upstairs, but Obey doesn't play the VIP. The 2 upstairs guys are playing the penthouse area. So yeah, it's gonna come down to the top floor control once again. If they allow the Bach and the Sophia to take the top floor control, make those holes to the freezer and kitchen, and then finally execute either from the freezer door or from the pink bar area to the kitchen.
So both of these teams looking to set up this very slow-paced strategy where they want to go methodically. Skies gets the bear of Mariu as he does peek away from that mirror window. A couple of ADSs as well are going to help the Obey Alliance set up upstairs, and this is where we fall under the very slow, methodical playstyle that Nora Rengo, whenever things don't go well, they just completely slow down. They start to panic. They don't know what they want to do. And a great call out coming out. I'd imagine that's probably going to be Skies saying, yeah, we got a kill. Let's just back up, run away. Let's make them use even more utility to come find us again, as both of them are going to be going in single file to see if they can get anybody from Nora Rengo.
Yeah, you burn 2 minutes from the clock and you escape with 5 people still alive. That's a good call from Skies. So it's going to be harder and harder for... There is JJ lurking up the side. Benji getting 1 kill to the walkout with the C4. But JJ is lurking. JJ getting killed to the Benji. And he's still lurking. He's still lurking at the freezer.
That's going to be the kills coming out from Obey. Very quick, action-packed set of kills there. I thought Shin could have got himself at least 1 kill, but that was not the case. Papayan last one up inside of a 1 versus 4. 10 seconds to go. He's going to push in. Does get that kill, but... Oh, double kill for Papayan. Great gun skill. And he is going to get shot from behind. And that will be Skies on the flip side. Gets that kill. And Obey Alliance do manage to take that round in a very formidable fashion with that great room game. And Nora Rengo are starting to fall back, and they're going to be in the back foot.
Yeah, on the defensive side, it was all about Murray and his roam, the ability to roam around the map and taking the kills alone. But now, when you actually need to play as a team from the attacking side, they are really lacking to execute the side properly. You had the Sophia, you had the Buck upstairs, but there was no one droning for them. And Nora actually takes the tactical pause here. It's a good play for the coach to actually talk with the team that, hey guys, you are not working as a team. It's only 1 people doing one thing at a time, but you actually need to have someone drone for the Sophia and the Buck so that they can actually push. You have the Twitch. He used both of his drones downstairs. You want to have the Twitch drone upstairs because it's hard to spot for the roamers where the Twitch drone is. If there's illusion traps, ADS for the Jaegers, you can destroy those and use the Sophia stuns, Sophia impact launcher. You can use the Buck grenades to actually destroy the mirror window, the shield that was there as well, and actually kill the roamers. So yeah, if you want to kill the roamers, play as a team.
We know that Nora Rengo, they have a very confident blitz player in the form of Waka, so that could be an option for Nora Rengo if they want to have that more pushing power. It gives them a great operator to hunt these roamers. Blitz is one of the best operators to be your front man, your main point guy who pushes in, clears out all of the roamers, and also as a vigil or as a Jaeger, whenever you have no C4s, that can be pretty scary whenever he starts clunking his shield, starts running towards you, and whenever it has a big massive headlight in front of it as well, it just makes things a whole lot worse. So I could see potentially a switch up from Nora Rengo if the coaches gave that call. It says, yeah, certainly Blitz could be good because Obey do have a very strong room game.
Well, I highly doubt it's going to be walkout because you most of the time need the Buck in this map, and there is a Buck already locked in for the walkout. So yeah, they're going to stay with this lineup. So Blue Bar, Sunrise Bar is the bomb site, so it all comes down to the top floor control. We last time saw Nora first take the VIP, then rotate to the aquarium, and then push from the aquarium to the pool table and try to get the plant in there. That's usually how it goes. The other way is to just forget about the VIP and go straight for the aquarium and take the top floor control.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
Buck the pool table, buck the hookah floor, have the holes to the guys defending from below, and then execute the side once you finally open up the hatch in the hookah, so you can do the push. We saw Obey do it really well. They only failed on the execute because they only executed with 2 people from the Sunrise doorway, so there wasn't enough people to actually support the plant going down. So if you do it properly and you have all 5 people alive, you have 1 people staying upstairs and 4 people actually to execute the side. Probably 2 guys from the doorway, 1 guy from the window that we see in the pink bar, and 1 guy dropping down from the hatch from the hookah. So that's just you're exploding to the side at the same time from 3 different locations, while you still have the Buck usually upstairs, making sure that there's no one at those common locations like behind the pink bar table, behind the hatch of hookah, behind the pool bar. So the Buck is all about denying the basic camping locations around the bomb sites.
So a standard hold for for Obey, they have the presence upstairs. They also have a man playing on them blue stairs, which is a very strong position for many defenders. It means the attackers have to think twice about pushing in towards that corridor, because then they have to watch essentially 3 angles from the main corridor, from the blue, and then also from the billiards door as well. Nora Rengo are going to decide to opt for the aquarium push. They've used one of, actually they haven't, they're going to use it now, as that will be the castle barricade getting opened up, as this gives them this line of sight for Merriu to use and abuse. It is going to be a roaming Ayla right beside him in the other corner. Papayan gets the thing started off of Adam, as he will fall as JJ gets the kill onto Maman, who was playing on them blue stairs. So all they have is one more roamer in the form of Skies over in towards the east side of the building, and a very quick execution of a room clear from Nora Rengo, and it's set Obey on the back foot.
Yeah, nicely taking control over the hookah and the pool table area. Now you just need to start using that skeleton key and the Sophia launcher to actually make the holes to the floor, and watch out the guy in the VIP, because you didn't actually go for the VIP. No, Waka getting killed the Bosco, so nice kill for him. Benji trades Waka around, and Mary gets killed the Skies, so still everything going on for Nora on this round. Only one defender left for Obey, and the calls are coming in from Dokaibi.
That is what we needed from Nora Rengo, as JJ does get that kill onto Benji. Definitely that tactical timeout must have helped them. It got their heads clear. You talked about the coach. He probably said, guys, you aren't working as a team. That is a lot better teamwork from Nora Rengo. It's what we're used to seeing from them. Working very close together, getting the refrags, which is always one of the biggest parts about teamwork, is whenever somebody dies, you need to get that refrag kill. You need to make sure that you keep things equal, because whenever you start falling into them deficits, into a 1 versus 4, into even a 1 versus 3, you are relying a lot on your last player, and that's what we've seen a lot from Skies being stuck in, is those clutch situations.
I remember the time from the year 1, year 2 from Kickstarter, when he actually came to us after our match when we beat them in the quarterfinal, actually semi-final, on the year 1 season 1. That he came that, I hate you guys. You never give us duels. You always trade. You have always had 2 versus 1, and that's the thing. That you want to do that. Why would you want to take 1 versus 1s when you can take 2 versus 1s and trade the kills, so that you always have the upper hand? So yeah, just do that. It helps.
Yeah, always keeps things alive. It makes it a lot more enjoyable for us as well. We don't like to see the big deficits, and then it does sometimes make players either look like a complete god if they manage to clutch up the situations, or it just makes them look, oh yeah, pretty poor but against 1 versus 4. So, we are going to be seeing the glass being brought out for the first time. It was let free, which was a big talking point inside of them banned phases. Certainly, comboing it with JJ on the Capitoi, those smoke arrows will not be stopped by ADSs as well.
Combining it to the fact that Obey wants to play this bomb side is a perfect thing, because now you can go to the toilet with the glass or the guitar hallway and actually push with those smoke grenades and deny the C4s and smoke canisters from the smoke and Mira. So this is an excellent pick for this bomb side, because you saw from the last round, Obey doesn't want to fight for the VIP, they doesn't want to fight for the guitar hallway, so you are getting all that map control you want, and then you only need to execute. Put one guy at the big window, the glass to the hallway or to the toilet. I would prefer the hallway, because if you're in the toilet and you get smoke canister there, you're usually a dead man at that point, so stay on the hallway so you can actually escape and have the bomb carrier go there, diffuse carrier go there and plant the diffuser and just hold the angles, and that should be the round for Nora.
Yeah, very simple take, works efficiently. This could have been what Obey needed whenever they tried to attack this bomb site previously. Of course, we've seen that Nora Rengo did attack this bomb site previously inside of their attacking lineups, but they've changed things up. They decided to go for the smokes with the glass, with the Capitoi. A very strong strategy, which could cause problems for Obey. They still have the Maestro cameras, which can see through that smoke and give all of that intel to Bosco or Benji, where they can use their utility items such as their gas canisters or their C4 respectively. So certainly a lot of different options for Nora Rengo to have over Obey, just because they have this glass, this big overwatch factor, which whenever the plant's going down, you cannot retake that bomb site, because that glass is going to gun you down as soon as you try and move through that smoke.
It looks exactly the same similar take as last time. They opened up the wall from the VIP, so now use the wall. There's only one small problem, that now Obey also plays Pulse and it's below, so you need to take care of that as well. Drone it out that there is Pulse below, because if you forget that people tend to play there, that Pulse will wreck the planter.
Yeah, we've seen it plenty of times where a Pulse from below can be the detrimental factor for teams. As Waka, he may have got the call out that somebody may be down there as he has rotated himself, or he could just be rotating up towards the DJ booth and in towards that VIP lounge. Waka is going to, like I said, move in, and this is where he's going to be in the position to lock down all of this this entire B bomb site, and even sometimes if he wants to smoke the A doorway as well, it could be a good use, as this is where the Capitite arrows are going to be used, and like you talked about with that shield, it does give that little bit of extra protection from the bathroom as well. And we talked about the Maestro camera, great shot from Waka, shuts down Benji, still two members, and Skies from below uses his C4, so that's going to be the denial from the plant does go down, as JJ is going to take up possession. A great shot from Waka, gets the sliver of the pixel, as the man with the flank gets the one kill, but drained out by Waka with a pistol. Skies does see Waka and gets that kill, so a 2 versus 2, 5 seconds to go. It's going to be the swinging from Chen, but Skies shuts him down. There he gets the kill in the Skies, and all Adam has to do is hide, and that's going to be the case. And Obey will steal that round once again from Nora Rengo. It goes so well for them, but the retakes, the late roams from the man especially, just kills that Nora Rengo momentum.
Yeah, 2 mistakes from Nora in that round. They didn't care about the pulse. They didn't even drone out the pulse from below, so they didn't realize there's a C4 downstairs. And also the guy who was playing, I think it was Mary with the Sophia on the DJ window, a VIP window, he failed to kill Mahman when he rotated to the VIP from the small doorway, so he was actually able to get 2 kills from there and down 1 player. And it's just hold the angles. The only thing you need to do when you support the planter, hold your angle, get the kill. If you cannot do that, things like that happen.
So kitchen and service entrances where we will be headed to for Obey. Last time they did have a good strong roam game. Like, this is what we're expecting from Obey with Skies, with Maman. It does give them a lot more flexibility. We're actually going to be seeing the 6th pick onto the castle, and then Waka is going to take up that glass position. So certainly Nora Rengo are starting to feel this glass. They figured out, yeah, this actually felt pretty good. It worked. Looking at the kills, Skies leading things off. We expected this from Obey, is having Skies as the top fragger, and equally on Nora Rengo, we were expecting Meriu to put in a big performance, and certainly he has given that to us. So yeah, no real surprise there with the top fraggers. And Obey, they're going to start to get their utility putting in. Adam, very good Maestro camera being placed up. Very common. Every team nearly uses this Maestro camera. Is there any better spots, do you say, that Obey potentially could have used?
Well, they've used both of the Maestros for the kitchen, but the enemy team is running the glass now, so you actually need one for the freezer doorway as well. So yeah, that's the little change I would do, because when you have the glass on the team, you usually see that teams pushing through the freezer door. The other way to do it is to go for the pink bar, clear the VIP, and then push from the kitchen doorway. But because the wall is soft and not reinforced, it means that the enemy team is roaming around the map, and they will kill you once you try to enter the kitchen from the garden, from the upstairs, or from the blue bar, or they will rotate from the main lobby, so it's safer to go for the freezer push at this point.
So Waka is going to be able to create these bullet holes inside of the castle barricade. I'm sure a couple more shots that would have just straight up destroyed the castle barricade, but he's made himself enough of a hole so he can just aim it right on through it. He's looking for those glowing heat signatures with that thermal scope, and essentially I can remember the time whenever Glaz didn't have that. He was probably one of the most useless operators I think we ever did see in Pro League. He was never ever chosen, but certainly he has become big impact. Whenever an operator gets banned, you know they're good.
You're sitting here with the year 1 class main, so don't talk like that to me.
I thought you were the year 1 Capitao man who kills himself with his fire arrows, but
Capitao wasn't out there in season 1 and season 2, so I just played class. Here comes the C4, misses the walker, but he lost like 70% of his HP, so at least some damage done to the glass, but usually at this point you just reset the guy by falling off from the roof or shooting him with the pistol to the leg, and he's back to the 50 HP after that.
The same late rotates from Maman. It's exactly clockwork for him, where he holds, he then rotates, and then he tries to rotate back upstairs. The drones will get sent in by Papayan, checking to make sure that Maman isn't at that corridor, but he will be rotating up towards them blue stairs already. And this is where Nora Rengo, they need to get a move on, they need to get things working for themselves, as they still have Adam to go for, as well as Bosco, who have that denial access. Adam, specifically with that LMG, can shred that entire wall if he chooses to go for that. And then, of course, Bosco does have those gas canisters that he can start expending, which he is going to go for. And look at this angle from Benji, a very narrow angle right in the toilet. He does see somebody run in, as Papayan has managed to make himself known, as Adam gets the kill onto Papayan, as Walker also did get injured. So the denial that Obey has is certainly going to come into effect here, as the pickup is going to come out, as Walker will get, but the bailiff comes out from Adam, as Mariu will fall, and then Dokubi is going to get killed by Adam, and the last man up is going to get a shank, and it will be Walker falling, and Obey Alliance will take the first map on Coastline, 6 rounds to 4.
What a finish for Obey to clutching out that round, but there was again the same reinforcement that Nora used. Obey used that to their fullest. They planted next to reinforcement so that they cannot be shot from the toilet. Nora didn't. They went for the default plant spot next to the corner on the half wall, and Obey just punished that. Adam was there with the LMG from Maestro. He got the first kill, then he got the second kill to the rotation hole, also down glass. Meanwhile, so he was really crucial part of the defense there with the Maestro, but also the misplays from Nora allowed Obey to actually clutch that. Also, I would say that when you execute the side with glass and the planter, you actually want to have the other people alive also do something, because it felt like there's one guy on the main doorway doing nothing, and then the rest of the two guys were also wandering around the map, so they weren't there with the push.
A good map, so let's see all the replays. We'll find out how that unfolded. Some moments you may remember, some will just remind you of great kills from Mariu in the start. A big fragger. That was some double kill to start things off. Certainly, we've seen the strong impact plays from Nora Rengo, and then Obey did manage to pull it back. Skies was one of the guys that was stuck in the clutch situations a lot more than not, so maybe something Obey have to work on is making sure they don't die as quickly and relying on Skies. Yeah, sure, he may be one of your best players, but he is not, he's not a Nesk.
Yeah, he's not a Ness, but definitely the best player in the team, frag potential wise. But at the same time, from Nora, Mary was pulling a heavy lifting for his team. So if they want to win the next map, the other people also needs to step up. So we need to see the Shin that we saw yesterday and the day before, and also the Walker that we used to see. Walker started to getting kills once he switched to the glass, but before that he was kind of unseen person around the map. So looking at Coastline and then moving into Border, what do you think the mindsets that both these teams are going to have looking in to that map? Well, it's a rematch map, so they played it on the first match they played together, so both teams know exactly what the other ones tend to do. But like we talked earlier, it's a map there you usually have 2 ways to attack per bomb site, so you already know what teams usually like to do. It's all about getting those kills and then rotating to the playstyle of the enemy. So if they push from the armory, you want to late drop to the below basement and use those C4s to get the kills to the pushers, or if they come from the office side, you drop to the workshop and do the same thing from there.
Yeah, a lot of destructibility play that Border can offer to both of these teams, and whenever we've already seen a lot of that with Skies playing the Buck and also playing the Pulse, where he can use the destructibility tools with the Skeleton Key and Nitro Cell respectively. Equally, Nora Rengo, they have some pretty strong fraggers, and whenever Border does come into a lot of your gunfights, because it is fits in that clubhouse kind of play where in the last couple of seconds just everything gets thrown out. Utility, sometimes we see a lot of Ying play as well. I can certainly see a Glaz ban incoming for Obey. They do not want to give Glaz in this particular map because that armory is a big bomb site for a Glaz to really rain havoc on that Obey lineup.
It used to be that you banned Ying because Ying had the smokes. He could smoke off the entrance to the armory.
Mirror window.
Mirror window and the lockers, and then use the candelas to actually flash everyone. But now that Ying doesn't have the smoke grenades, she cannot do that anymore. She only has the candelas, so she needs to use Dokkaibi or someone else to create that smoke screen and then use those flashbangs to the fullest. But when you have the glass, you don't need those flashes because you only make use of the Dokkaibi smokes, the glass smokes. You have 4 smokes to play with, but it's so small area that you can use them like 2 at a time. So you have a really long time that you can have the smoke screen set up and the glass just looking through that smoke to get the kills on the defenders when they try to come in and to kill the diffuser plant.
So primarily for the bans we're looking at is round about 4 major bans for the attackers. Lion is going to be a big one, Dokkaebi, Glaz, even Ying, you might see the ban if teams are fearing that. So you're still going to shoot yourself in the foot because you're still allowing at least 2 good operators for this particular armory push through. So if it was your position, what would you go around to ban? Would you say, in rating it in scale, what would be the biggest one to ban out?
I would, from Obey, I would do the exactly same. Ban out the glass, ban the Valkyrie, because the Valkyrie gives way too much information in border and also allows, if you put the camps on the side, it allows the information that, okay, the plants are shared through the C4 here. It forces the enemy team to play pulse, but you cannot, if you have the pulse scanner on your hand, you cannot shoot at the same time. So I think it's kind of easier to play against. And at the same time, the glass band, like we talked to, it's crucial to have. And from Nora's side, I would go with the lion band because Mary is so awesome roaming around. You want to allow him to roam. You usually decide between Dokkaibi or lion, but most of the time I want to move rather than not move and not need to answer the phone.
Yeah.
So
we will be hopping into our potential final map of this series. It is going to be border. Nora Rengo will be starting on the attack and Obey on the defense. Right away, Ash is going to be gone.
Yeah, I still don't understand the ban because he was able to play the same game pretty much even when the Ash was banned. So is the Ash ban worth it? Well, they won the map, so yeah. I guess it is. But, yeah. But is it because of the Ash, or is it because they actually hold those bomb sites pretty well? Here comes the lion ban, as expected from Nora Rengo, to allow Mary do the roaming game. Next one from the defensive side. Those mirrors were really good for Obey, so there might be mirror ban coming in now from Obey, or it should be the Echo or the Maestro. Those are like the 3 most banned operators in the Pro League at the moment.
So that Ash ban is quite surprising. We talked about how surely Obey, they have to go for the glass. They have to weaken that Nora Rengo lineup. I'm surprised by that. We've seen that whenever Walker did play it, he got a lot of kills with it. He essentially won them a round essentially as well. But yeah, certainly looking at Nora Rengo with their strengths, this is exactly the same bans if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Exactly the same bans, and the Valkyrie ban is, like we talked, it's good to have in here. The Echo ban is kind of standard, so nothing new in that. So we will see the mirror windows, we will see the Maestro camps. There's the mirror, there's probably going to be the Maestro as well. But we do have the smoke bandit Jaeger, pretty standard with the mirror. We actually have the mute instead of the Maestro.
Armor lock. 6-pick.
Could be 6-pick, but I would also see them going through with this, because you can bandit juggle the armory wall and you can have mute play the office side actively there and deny the droning. But we do see the Maestro coming in. I'm actually surprised that it's going to be Skies playing it, because he was really good with the bandit, so and Pulse. So
yeah, the only 2 players who've really stuck on their same operators is Benji and Bosco, but we're expecting that from the 2 anchors. So they're going to have a little bit of a mix-up. Maman isn't going to be on the Jaeger, instead it's going to be Adam as well. So the fact that Mira managed to make her way through that ban phase that opens up a lot of potential for the customs hold, which we should see some customs hold if Obey take these next two, which are very strong bomb sites to defend. So having the advantage of the mirror windows just makes the customs a whole lot easier. It is very, very difficult to try and hold it without the mirror.
Yeah, maybe Nora tried to force Obey to ban the mirror, but they forgot that Obey starts from the defensive side. So when you start from the defensive side, why would you ban the mirror? Because you get the defense first, so you are gonna get the chance to build those rounds from the defensive side with the help of the mirror. Of course, if you fail, it's going to be really hard because the enemy team is going to have the mirror as well. But most of the time, if you start from the defense, you are not going to ban the mirror, and you are actually forcing the attacker to use the ban for the mirror.
So you've seen those Maestro cameras get placed up. They are not the same kind of tactical range you could have with the Valkyrie cameras, because you can throw the Valkyrie cameras outside, but still gives you that same intel, like a mini Valkyrie, but can also destroy drones and also can potentially kill operators as well, but is a lot more, I would say, easier because it's a big, massive circle just on a wall. It's not as if it's in a corner behind you that Valkyrie can use, but certainly still a good pickup for Obey. That's probably why they banned the Valkyrie, because they know, yeah, we're a big Maestro kind of team, so we don't need the Valkyries, but they know that Rengo, they love having the Valkyrie cameras, so it does weaken them quite heavily. And this is already looking to be just the standard armory wall that we talked about, but another point we didn't mention was Rengo, they're not even attempting to bring the glass.
Yeah, no glass this time. Actually kind of weird to see that. I guess they nice kill with the grenade from JJ with the box, so that was from the front door, so nicely cooked grenade to kill the bandit juggling the wall. Really nice shot from him, but yeah, I think they are, because there is the mirror, they took the Capital instead, so they're gonna use the Capital to bolt the window with the smoke, and then actually make a line of fire with the fire arrows to deny the rotations to the bomb side or the default plant location from the defenders. So the Capital pick is good also.
It would have been good in combination with the glass, but they didn't want to go for that. And this is where all of the utility is going to be thrown out. JJ gets himself another kill. This time he's rotated onto that single window, and Adam will fall. So that is going to be a big retake operator in the form of a Jaeger, but Payan does get killed by Benji, as he was also getting called out on those Maestro cameras by his dead teammates. Mario has located on the main stairs. This is going to be good for cutting off all of the rotations that potentially Skies will want to go for, as the Maestro. Benji still at the half wall holding the angles. It's slowed down just a little bit, but certainly in 30 seconds it's going to be a big cluster of kills coming out. Still 7 players are going to be alive. 20 seconds on the clock, and Mario is going to get things kicked off in the revival of this round as Bosco will fall. Skies gets the kill onto Waka, but shit gets the kill onto a Benji, so a 1 versus 3 all down to Skies, and again he's going to be stuck inside of the clutch situation, and Mario holding that angle on the main stairs will get Nora Rengo off to a good start.
Yeah, I was kind of worried in the middle of the round because they started to push, but then they didn't commit to it. They only used 2 people, actually no 1 people, because Hibana was the only one who went through the corner, tried to plant, but there was the Maestro turret to pick the HP off from the Hibana, and then the Mira just came to finish her off. So yeah, that looked worrying at that point, but they were able to just establish the control over all those windows downstairs, long and short, and then finally work their way into the bomb site, just picking off the defenders one by one.
So let's head into our next defensive round, which will be Obey going for the Armory Lockers and Archives. Exact same setup from Obey, no real difference. Nora Rengo are also going to be on the exact same setup, no glass, but it worked for them, so maybe they've decided to switch away from the glass. That's where we talked about the tactical timeout that was used by Nora Rengo inside of the last match on Coastline, where I'm sure the coach said, yeah, bring the glass. They didn't ban it. It's very, very strong on Coastline, and equally, it's still very, very strong on Border as well, because borders, all about controlling that armory. It's all about getting your gas canisters in and then just simply planting as close as you can to that wall. And once that happens, then the defenders have to turn into the attackers, and all the attackers have to do is sit back, relax, and hold an angle.
Yeah, it looks like the setup from Obey is pretty much the same, so they are having two people most likely going to stay around the office area. That usually forces the attackers to go for the armor intake, because killing the mirror behind the mirror window on the open office and the fountain area is usually pretty annoying thing to do, because he usually has a lot of ADS to support her position there. But we shall see how it goes. It looks like they're still going for the similar push, so opening up the front door, then the Buck will use his skeleton ski to make the holes to the bandit wall in the armory. Try to probably nade it again, but I bet Mahman doesn't go for the same trick twice. Of course, if they drone him out from the small half-wall corner, they can kill him with a grenade from the ventilation window, so that's an option.
You can see that Adam is ready for that. He's very close to that drop hatch where if he hears the Buck skeleton key go or a potential nade being cooked, he can drop, get that quick kill on to the Buck, and he is going to go for that as he knows the Thatcher nade goes in, so that means that the nade is going to be cooked. He sees the barrel of the gun from the Buck, but doesn't manage to see any of the body, and this is where Nora Rengo, they've done what they've needed to do. They've got open of the army, and JJ has the drone looking right onto him, so this is more than likely going to be a dead Adam momentarily, unless he can wriggle his way out of this, holding the very thin pixel.
That's so dangerous location to be in when you're getting droned out, because you rarely see the drone and the enemy team knows exactly where you are. So this would be the case to come in from the customs, from the jail, coming into the workshop and then just pinch Adam and get the kill to him, because you cannot come from the main door.
Adam is still alive. He's essentially still wasted a lot of time here for the side of Nora Rengo. The drone is finally going to be seen by Adam, so he's been on camera. Nora Rengo have been watching his every move for the past minute or so, as Waka is just going to power on through up to the main stairs, because they do have JJ on the flank watch waiting for Adam, who Jaeger is known to be that retake operator who can go for these late rotate flanks, as Waka is actually going to attempt to challenge, as everybody else in Nora Rengo is going to start working on the actual bomb site. Bosco is going to rotate behind the mirror window, and JJ is going to rotate up to that single window as well. So this is going to cut off the rotations for Obey, as Benji gets the kill onto Waka, and a man does get the kill onto Papayan, so the two support operators from Nora Rengo will be eliminated. Adam gets the kill onto Mariu, who wins that gunfight, and the swing in from JJ does not work, as Benji's there to shut him down, and Shin will be the last guy up, as he will be stuck inside of a 1 versus 4, and Bosco comes around, gets the pump, and that will be Obey fighting back into a 1-on-1 in terms of rounds.
Nice hold from Obey once again. This time it felt... I actually like the decision that Nora did, that they didn't go for the Jaeger, because once you realize there's Jaeger there, I'm sure they thought about it to go kill him, but Jaeger doesn't have a C4, so there's kind of no need to go kill him. You can leave him there and go for the push. You know that there's only 4 people, max 4 people at the side at that point, and the Jaeger cannot do anything about it from the basement. So I can approve. I think it was a good call.
That's a well-beat tech, yeah.
There's a risk to go for the Jaeger, but there's no risk to leave him there, because he's not going to do anything about from there. So kind of good call. But again, once you go for the plant, it was only the guy planting to actually go for the push, and he was alone there. So if you actually want to push, you use those capital fire arrows, you use the smoke screen with the arrows, you need to commit for the push, and it didn't look like they commit. It was, again, one guy goes, tries to plant, couldn't plant because of the smoke canisters, he needs to move, he gets killed, the next one comes, and then next one comes. It's just one by one, Obey picking up the kills, the guys.
As many bombs as they can.
This is where I would have liked to see Nora Rengo potentially bring both hard breaching operators, bringing Hibana, bringing Thermite, because then that would allow them to, first of all, have the flexibility and adaptation if one of them do get killed early on to a potential spawn peak. Or it also then gives them the advantage of using your X Kairoses on the mirror windows, and then using your Exo Thermite charge
on the actual wall. It even creates that even bigger hole that you can then fire in your Capitoi arrows or just throw your smoke grenades in as well. So that could have been another option that they could have went for. Certainly it's not as needed on this top floor. You could bring it whenever teams do like to hold this armory area and archive, so you could use a thermite charge on the armory wall as well. So a lot of options that potentially Nora Rengo could have had with the double hard breach, which I'm a big fan of on border, but they're still just going to be able to stick with Habana at this stage.
Also on the attack, you should go with at least one people in the beginning to the office side, open up all those doors and windows, make yourself known there, because if everything is intact there, there's no need for Obey to second guess that are they really pushing through here, because they know that nothing has been opened from the office side, so they can just point all the barrels to that one armory wall and hold that. Well, now we see the ventilation workshop hold from Obey. It usually plays out pretty similarly to the bomb site we just saw on the top floor, because you usually have a couple of people downstairs and 3 guys upstairs, so it's probably going to be a pretty similar round. Although, in this case, most of the time when you're defending in the basement, you don't have the reinforcements to actually force out the fights in an office, so as an attacker you get the office control easier, and then you can work yourself way up from the office to the armory and the archives and have the top floor control from there. But JJ getting the first kill with a headshot at the end.
Nora Rengo have completely rotated towards east side, pushing in towards the tellers, in towards the waiting room as well. JJ is going to get himself upstairs along with Mariu, who's going to be droning. The man is still going to be located upstairs as well, that they have to worry about behind a mirror window as well. Skies is also going to be supporting his teammate. So a lot of roamers still alive. Bosco and Benji are going to be the 2 players still inside of the A-bomb. And Nora Rengo can start opening up these walls, start forcing their way in towards the bathroom, getting in towards that ventilation room and the workshop, and seeing what they can work with. Maman does get the refrag for his dead teammate in the form of Adam, as Mariu will go down. And certainly Obey, they have the retake potential, as Skies, who was also rotating down in towards the custom, gets that kill onto Shin, as Bosco is going to start stacking up all of these goo mines ready for Nora Rengo to go for the push in. JJ still cautious of a potential late rotate coming out from the man, who has been known to do that to them. Waka is going to get his final drone in to find out exactly where the Legion is going to be located. Behind the concrete walls, a very peculiar position that we don't really see that many SMGs, more the shotgun play, but Papaya will win that, and if that was a smoke, for example, that could have been a different engagement. Waka gets the kill onto Maman, and Papaya gets the double, as Benji will fall. Last one will be Skies, who gets the kill on to Waka. 2 versus 1, still cautious. Somebody is going to be on the hatch, and it's going to be true as the shots do come out. JJ's going to frag Papaya on, and it is going to be the round for Obey. JJ with the misplay kills Papillon, but nonetheless, Skies had that, the late rotate, the ever so present room game, and that did see out the round for Obey Alliance.
This would be the time to take the time out again, because there were so many mistakes in that round. Like, it started out when they finally get the top floor control from the office, they rotated to the tellers, and they started to open the workshop wall with the Hibanas, but at the same time, the Sophia used his launcher to open up the toilet castle. So only thing the Obey needed to do at that point is to rotate the Legion from the workshop to the toilet, because there was the rotation hole, and use the impact grenade to destroy all those X-Chiral pellets. So if you just keep the castle door, the castle wall there intact, you can actually open the wall with the X-Chiros, or at least the Legion needs to first impact the castle door and then impact the X-Chiros.
So certainly things that Nora Rengo they need to work on is that final execution. We've seen that a lot yesterday's game against Vitality, where it was silly mistakes and very easily rectified mistakes that did cost Nora Rengo rounds. It was by all means least not a landslide for Vitality. It was maybe in a 2-0 scoreline, but certainly it could have went to that third map. It should have went to that third map for Nora Rengo, but Brid from Vitality had something else to say about that. And of course, Team Vitality and the French team, who really have a lot of hopes for many of the fans here. Of course, we have G2, Evil Geniuses and Rogue as well, already through into the finals, so it's already looking like a pretty stacked competition, and we still have another 4 teams to throw into that mix as well. Will we see all 3 APAC teams? Will we see no Latin American teams? That is another possibility, the way the bracket can work out, so we could see a lot of potential upsets today. Imagine if Latin America don't get any teams then.
Yeah, that would be quite a disappointment for the whole region, but it's a possibility. But I still feel like NIP has a pretty fair chance. FaZe will have a harder game by far against Secret, but they might still get both through. So
who knows? But let's find out who will be the first person or the first team to join the 4 that we just talked about inside of the finals. The first team from our knockouts, our do or die matches as we like to refer to them. And Nora Rengo are going to start by attempting to take control off the top floor and then eventually work their way in towards the castles, which we talked about would come out to play eventually. Just the way the new format works, where you have to go for a 3rd bomb site.
I'm actually surprised that there's no castle for this bomb site. There is the mirror windows, and Skies gets the kill.
What are you doing?
JJ is lurking around to the side, from the front door, I guess.
To be fair to him, there is only one guy in sight, and that was Skies. That could have been a potential grab for the players of Nora Rengo, but Skies, there's nobody in bomb site here at the moment.
Yeah, it's usually you play it from the top floor. Benji getting killed on Mario with a nice headshot with the Vector, but it's again, they are just going in one by one without anyone droning for themselves. Like them, it's again these solo pushes without teamwork, and it didn't work in Coastline. Why would it work here?
Waka is going to come in contact with Benji, and he does win that engagement. F2, we talked about how much of a good gun it is, and it certainly did prove the point. Shin is going to be inside of the waiting room looking to see if he can find a potential frag. Nobody's going to be near that area. The person closest to him will be my man inside of the workshop area. Waka still dealing with the presence of these anchors upstairs. Smoke is going to be there and going to start gassing out, but Waka does get that sliver of a headshot onto Adam as he did expose himself at that desk. So a 3 versus 3, 25 seconds on the clock. My man is going to come engagement with Shin, I'm sure, momentarily. Bosco has rotated himself down to the bomb site as well, so the upstairs control is going to be in the hands of Nora Rengo, but certainly far too late at this stage. As it seems to be a lot of 1v1s is going to come out momentarily, but Pion does beat out that C4. That Skies will shut him down. Waka gets the kill on the Bosco, gets a double kill. My man gets the kill onto Shin, so a 1 versus 1, and all my man has to do is go for the hide, and he will get that kill onto Waka, and Obey Alliance will go 3-1 up on border against Nora Rengo.
Again, like, it's just so messy in the end. Like it's those solo pushes, and the only reason that round came so close was because Waka. He went that way to get all those kills. What, 4K for Waka, almost getting the ace to Mahman and closing out the round. But you're burning all that time from the clock. That once you actually finally push to the side, you have 10 seconds to play with. You lose the diffuser, you get the kills from the side, but you don't have the diffuser as the one guy is still roaming, so there's no way to plant the bomb at that diffuser at that point. So it's just, you have to play as a team, drone those defenders before you even enter the building, and then use 2 guys to hunt the roamers, use the support players to drone for the roam hunters, and work your way in room by room, and not just do those solo pushes, because that's clearly not working. The skill level in Obey is more than enough to get those single duels. Like NA is famous that they want to take those 1v1 fights because they win those.
I thought it would have been a lot different for Nora Rengo in terms of those 1v1s where they have great fraggers in the form of Meryu, Waka, Shin, all great proven players. Some of them do have LAN experience. Meryu maybe not so much, but certainly Shin and Waka, I would say, have the biggest part of their gun skill, and they've proven it on the stage. Of course, Meryu was there at the last finals, and he didn't perform as well as he did this time, but certainly he has shown up and he has proven that he has been one of the biggest gunners for Nora Rengo at the moment, even I would say potentially playing better than Waka and Shin, who were the big two standout players for many people leading up into this event. Obey, you talked about how they are playing more as a team. They're being a lot stricter, they know when not to peek, they're working so well in that roam game. Probably the best roam game I believe we've seen in quite some time from Obey. They've had a bit of a rocky start inside of the Pro League. They're sitting bottom. They're not even going to DreamHack Montreal either as well. So there's a lot of things that Obey can't fight for really. So this is going to be a big task for Obey. They want to get the Roos finals. They've said a lot of people have wrote them off, and yes, we can agree with that. And Skies is going to be located inside of the offices. So he did get droned out, and he has fell back.
So for Nora, it looks like Benji getting first kill
Benji!
JJ. So that's the mirror position with the mirror window on the fountain. You cannot open the soft wall from there with a hard breach, or soft breach or breaching charges. You need Sledge or Sophia Launcher or Ash Launcher to do that, and that costs Buck for the Nora already. But yeah, they're switching it around. They're pushing from office side this time, but again, same thing as with the armory push. You want to have someone at the other side to make those doors and windows opened up so that the enemy has to think if the push is coming from the office or from the armory.
Habana pellets will get fired out. Does open up those mirror windows, and this is going to allow Mariu to potentially go for the peaks. He is cautious, however, of a potential C4 being thrown out. So he is going to back up as Benji still has his Nitro Cell in hand, and that could be an easy lob over that wall. As Mariu is going to creep around, it should be the easy pre-fire, and that will be the case as Benji does fall. Mariu takes a lot of damage from the spray. My man's going to go for the bandit trick, and that exposes himself to Mariu. And already this is looking very, very strong for Nora Rengo. And Skies is going to go for the late rotate already, along with Adam. So the two roamers, primarily inside of this team, is going to go for these late rotates. This is what we've talked about, where Skies and also Adam, especially on the Jaeger, are so strong, but they have then left Bosco by himself, who has gotten down inside of the bomb site. Shin gets the shot on the Sky, so all down onto Adam, and that is going to be a very hard angle to contest, and Waka will shut him down. Very excellent round from Nora Rengo, and Obey, they do lose out on their top floor defense.
Finally, attack win for Nora, and it all came up to that switching around from that push to the armory to the other side. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you're playing competitive scene in this game, that don't always do the same thing over and over again, because at one point or another, the enemy team knows that, oh, okay, we don't even need to care about the other side. Let's just have like one guy there and have 4 barrels to the other side where the push is always coming. Nora did that. There was only the Mira. Mira got the first kill to Buck, but Nora was still able to execute the side and get the kills. It was a really nice push to the fountain to get the Mira kill, and then the kill to the bandit, who still tried to juggle the office wall. So really nicely played in there.
So this will be the switch for both of these teams. Obey will take up the attacks, and Nora Rengo will go for their defenses. And we talked about where Pulse is a lot better than the Valkyrie in some cases, where you can see a lot easier, it's a lot more maneuverable, a lot more flexible. But we've seen time and time again where players who want to have the Pulse in border, they would go downstairs in the ventilation room, sure, but whenever the final 30 seconds, whenever they are always going to be looking up at the ceiling, not being aware of anything around them, that's whenever Pulse players start to focus then on the tunnel vision, and they just completely expose themselves from anybody who may come downstairs. We've seen that in nearly every competition where that's happened, where a Pulse just forgets that, yeah, sure, somebody could walk in the door and kill me at any time whenever he's looking at the ceiling with no gun out. So that is something that Nora Rengo, they have to be wary of. Especially Waka, you would expect a smart player like himself to be ready for that, and he's actually going to be top fragging this game so far.
Yeah, like we said, that it cannot be only Mary carrying the team, and Waka is standing out now, so it's good for Nora that other players are finally getting kills as well. And I personally really like the pulse pick, because it usually in the late execute from the enemy team, it helps to kill the diffuser plant so easily. You can play the top floor and late roam to the office and the ventilation, or you can be early on the customs. You can pulse the balcony that okay, they're rappelling here. I'm just gonna C4 the jail door and actually kill 1 or 2 guys from the rappel when they are holding angles or droning from the rappels. So there's a lot of things you can do as pulse.
Yeah, very old strategy that Evil Geniuses used to do was they played Canadian in this exact same position that Waka did. He would scan the entire balcony, and then they would have a player like NVK locate it on that ventilation window, and that's going to be the run out coming out from Waka, and he does manage to, actually, I thought he was going to get a kill there, but no, Bosco does shut him down. He took a lot of damage, however, but you would expect the Type 8092 to outgun the UMP any day of the week.
Those runouts are something you want to do with a Jaeger. Mahman getting killed with to Shin with a headshot with the M76. But yeah, those runouts are things that you want to do with the Jaeger because the pulse is the operator you need in the end, so you don't want to waste it for those runouts.
Frag grenades are going to get tossed in by Skies. Good fragger, he can certainly toss them as well as anybody. Maybe not so much as BC, the grenade dad off Siege, but certainly can work with it. Obey have all 5 members. They have decided to bring both hard breachers, which I'm a big fan of. I talked about this where Nora Rengo, they didn't decide to go for that. Meryu does kill Skies, and his body just falls off that ventilation unit. But my man's still holding the angle ready for it. Things are starting to slow down a lot more for Nora Rengo as they are starting to recalibrate. They're starting to figure out, let's get in these better positions. Papillon is still going to be over inside of that customs, or not the customs, the security, waiting for a late rotate.
Yeah, here we have Murray still playing the position in the archives. That can be a crucial position to deny Adam actually coming in, but those Sofia stunts are going to reveal that he's somewhere close. It's only a question where. Crazy gets killed with Benji with a 416, and here is Murray getting the headshot. Second headshot.
Mary!
Back change.
What kills from the Bandit? That's another quick double kill for him, as Bosco is going to be left inside of the clutch situation, a 1 versus 3, and the C4 is going to get tossed out from JJ, and Nora Rengo with an excellent comeback round do manage to take that away from Obey. Meryu, great on that Bandit, and we talked about where, yeah, sure, they're banning out the Ash to counter him. He can do it just as well with the Bandit.
Yeah, really nicely played with Murray, and I just said that this position can be crucial, and he gets the 2K straight away after that, so really nice play from Murray. The only thing I would say from that is to keep the pulse alive, and if you want to do those runouts, do it with the Jaeger, because the Jaeger has the ADSs. He puts them out in the early round, and then he doesn't really have anything to do in the late round except those firefights, so use the Jaeger to do the runouts and have the pulse actually do something more useful during the whole round, because he gets all the information.
So we are going to be seeing the tactical timeout once again from Nora Rengo. They're going to, a technical actually, not a tactical, so we do have some issues, but I'm sure we'll get it ironed out. So just talking about the way that we had Obey, they started off well, but it just started slowing away from them. That may be down because we seen the great gun skill from Nora Rengo that they can just pull out of thin air, it seems to be in most circumstances. But that final execution that we touched upon that Nora Rengo, they had struggles with, this time Obey are having issues with that, and it is something that both of these teams had in their original match on Monday, where talking to Kix about it, he was saying, yeah, a lot of silly errors, a lot of mistakes that did play into the way of Nora Rengo that Obey had. Not so many mistakes, however, for Obey this time, but it's starting to creep back up, which is always worrying. Yeah,
you still see that when you compare to the teams that actually got through from the second day, that the team play isn't right there with them, because on the attacks you usually have in the top tier teams the executes are perfect. Like everyone is doing something. There's no one wandering around the
Defenders,
map.
protect
But
your
in
bombs
this
from
match,
being
we have
defused
seen
by
it from
attackers.
both teams. When the execute actually starts to happen, it's usually 1 or 2 people doing the execute, and the rest of the people are still up position there, rappelling to the window, so they're still rotating,
located by attackers.
and they are not ready. So the communication is still not on point, and that's the thing that it's hard to fix that during a match. But that's what the coaches are there to actually take the tactical timeouts, talk with the team that, come on guys, last time when we started to say that play as a team, you started to do well. Sadly the map went to the Obey, of course, but this can be our map. We are doing well on the defense. Just concentrate, play as a team, do those refrags, be always ready to refrag. Never be wandering around alone, because when you're alone, you get picked one by one.
Nora Rengo, they have the mirror and castle strategy, where they're going to attempt to castle off a lot of high-value targets that potentially Obey may want to go into. They have the soft destruction in the form of Maman with his charges he has with the impacts, and then also Skies on the sledge. So he shifted from the buck that we predominantly seen him play on coastline. Instead, he's going to be having the sledge. It gives them, again, the versatility with getting rid of those castle barricades, and that's really the only advantage I would say that sledge has over buck on this particular map.
So I would like, if you know that the enemy team's on armor, you would take the buck like every single time. But when you know that they all have won the armor, that's the thing when you change it to the sledge, because wherever they are, the sledge is good unless they are in the top floor. So the sledge pick is, I think it's perfect for this situation, because you can tear down those castle barricades easily, you can destroy all those barbed wires pretty easily, you have the SMG-11, which is one of the best guns in the game. So yeah, just play the sledge when you have the opportunity.
Obey are setting up to go for this this east side push. They take control of tellers, they take control of the customs. As Bosco and Adam are going to start working with the destruction they have, with the hard destruction, the exothermite charges, or the Texan Dynamite if you want to rock. One of the very first Elite skins that ever came out as well. It's been such a long time, and Elite skins have really just found their way into the game with no real issue. Shen, great shot using that opening as Adam will fall. So 1 minute to go and Obey. They've already lost their hard destruction, so not good for them.
Yeah, luckily they still have the Hibana, so they brought both hard breachers, so the Hibana can destroy those hatches and also make the holes to the toilet area, from the toilet to the workshop. So it's everything is not lost, but nice pick anyway from the mirror to get the Termite out of the board. Here we have Skies and Sophia playing Bosco, getting actually the kill with the Hibana straight to the side, going for the plant. This is actually going to go true, because there's no one ready for this plant.
This is exactly where Norengo they want to be, as Mary Yu gets the kill onto Benji and Walker gets the kill on the Skies. Gets a double as Maman will fall, so even though they have allowed the plant to go down, it still means nothing to them. Bosco gets the quick double kill, but he is still going to be pressured by Walker and also with Payan, who's going to be upstairs. Bosco knows as there's going to be a live tag going down on that castle, and the diffuser's starting to slowly tick down, but there's going to be no ammo in the magazines for Bosco, but Payan will get that clutch, and a very solid retake round coming out from Nora Rengo. Even though they let the bomb get down, they knew what they were doing, and they could easily just close in, kill everybody else around the planter, and then finally just box in Bosco.
Yeah, that it went too close, because the plant should have never went down. Hibana just lurked to the side instantly once he got the kill to the workshop player, got the plant down. Luckily, Nora was there ready to get the frags, because I think the Obey wasn't ready, because Adam saw the chance. No, actually it wasn't Adam, because Adam was killed, but anyway, Hibana saw the chance that I could go in and plant. But the team wasn't ready again. We talked about this just before the round, that when you execute, have the team ready, but he went in alone and the team wasn't ready, and they just got picked out apart, because there was 2 guys in the customs, they got killed both, and then the one guy was upstairs, I think he got killed as well, and then it was only alone Bosco with Hibana. He was almost there to clutch the round, but still, it's if you're in 1 versus 4 situations and you're sitting right on top of the diffuser, it's not a place to be.
No, he was essentially just stuck in a corner. He couldn't go anywhere. He actually rotated in. He got the 2 kills onto the opposing Rengo players. And he walked back into his corner again and he just trapped himself in. So possibly a bit of a misclick from Bosco. Could have panicked. Unfortunately, he just did not have enough ammo to go with those 2 great guns that Habana does have equipped. Also losing Adam in them early stages, getting rid of your Thermite straight away. That's always going to be a big dampener on your attack. But we will be moving back into the game just after a quick pause. So it will be 4-3 going in favour of Rengo as they did win that retake on the defence in this. This could potentially be a clean sweep of defensive rounds for Rengo.
Yeah, looking good for Nora, and it looks like it's the Apex style, the tactical toilet timeouts, because that's how it looks like.
Oh yeah, Magnet. He did definitely go for the full sprint to make sure he had to go to the toilet.
Yeah, and it looked like the same thing happened again, so this is the Apex style to do it. Use the timeouts for that, but here we go with the customs bomb side. Still no castle brought out. So that's weird, because there's not even the sledge on the side of Obey, so the castle could actually be really good, because if you use those Sophia charges to destroy the castles, you cannot destroy barbed wires, you cannot destroy soft mirror windows, you cannot use those to open up floors if you need to use those for the castles. Of course, you can bring breaching charges for Thatcher or Hibana, but you usually want to have those flashbangs. So, yeah, castle would have been a good pick, but still, there's a mirror. Those mirror windows are most likely going to be on the 2nd floor around the CCTV, new corner. Mostly at least one there, one might be at the armory wall.
So it appears to be that Obey are going to attempt to get rid of the detention wall. They're bringing both of the hard floors as well, the hard reinforcement destroyers as well, in the form of Habana and Thermite, just like they did last time. So they have a lot of things to work with in the adaptability that we talked about. So they can now rely on using Bosco's X-Kyroses to get rid of those mirror windows. They're not bringing a Twitch, so they don't have an easier way. The only way they can do it is with the X-Kyroses, unless they're soft. But typically we don't see the soft mirror windows on board. They're typically hard reinforced up inside of the security room, which is where the majority of the Rengo players will be stationed.
And here we see the full defense that the Nora is going to have. So there's one guy on the armory with the mirror window, 2 guys at the CCTV with the mirror window as well. So it looks like Obey is going to go first for the armory, kill the walker from there, or at least force him to retreat to the CCTV and then push for the CCTV control from the armory side while having guys at the windows and the cafeteria door, because Benji is ready, Adam is waiting and droning, and it's all about Mahman and Bosco trying to kill Walker from the armory at this point.
Obey have found their way, an entry in towards that archives area. There's going to be nobody to attempt to challenge them. I would personally have liked to see a Rengo player inside of the cover, inside of the armory as well, because then it gives Waka an extra bit of protection as well, as he is going to go for the rotate. He sees the flashes come out. He wants nothing to do with that, so that is going to allow Obey to take control of that first stage of the top floor, but they still have to go through 3 members of Rengo who are still going to be located inside of the customs. Waka has just pruned himself right to the close wall, as Bosco does get that kill onto Papayan using that doorway, and Shin, his window's going to get knocked on, and it will be Walker rotating, so it leaves Shin all by himself, and he gets the kill onto Bosco. Nearly gets that double kill as Benji is extremely low health, and he does get down, but Shin cannot find the kill as Skies does get Walker. My man finishes off Shin. Mary does get a fight back as he does kill Skies, but he's going to be stuck. Great shot from Mary on the Bandit. 1 versus 2 or 1 versus 1 now as Papine gets the kill with the goo mine, and Adam doesn't have the diffuser, and Rengo, the clutch again from Mary is going to be that decisive factor. Nora Rengo, they should not be able to rely on one guy as much.
It all came down to the time management from Obey, because Walker at the Armory wasted 2 minutes and 10 seconds from the clock. So after he rotated, Obey actually takes the tactical timeout here. So a really good point to talk with the team, because like I said, you need to have the guys supporting the pushers. It was the Mahman and the Sofia pushing from the open office for the Walker, but it just took so much time to push the Walker out of the Armory to the CCTV, because that's what you want to do. They always do it. You can have one guy ready to cut off the rotation. There was none to cut off the rotation, so Walker was allowed to escape. They didn't get the kill. They burned the 2 minutes 10 seconds off from the clock. There was only 50 seconds left. They tried to take the CCTV after that. Nice plays from Mira, getting all those kills and the down for the Legion trap to actually kill the player in the cafeteria. And then Mary, clutching out the round.
Seems to be the guy at the moment for certainly for Nora Rengo. We talked about where we expected Shannon Walker to do the more heavy lifting, but he certainly has surprised us. Even yesterday in his game against Vitality, he performed so well against some of those bigger opponents, such as Bebu, such as Spark, who performed exceptionally as well. And Mario is certainly looking, he wants this third map, he wants to take it all the way to Oregon. And going back to Monday's game, they played Border, and Nora Rengo did beat Obey 6-4 in this map. But then looking at Oregon, Obey beat Nora Rengo 6-4.
Yeah, so there's a chance it goes for Obey once again, but first let's watch this map to the end, because there is still a round to be taken. So Nora actually needs only one round anymore. They are on the match point, whereas Obey only has the chance to tie it. So it's going to be a rough road ahead for them in this map. But here we go again. Armory Lockers Archives is the bomb side. We have the operator picks already coming in. It's Smoke, Bandit, Vigil, Mira, Jaeger for Nora at the point. It looks like there's no 6-pick coming in. Sky is actually changing for Ying, so the glass is open, Ying is open. They go for the Ying push, and I think it all comes down to the Armory push at this point, because with Ying you can get the CCTV control easily, and if there is no one to contest the CCTV, you still have 3 candles for the push to actually take the Armory. So that's what I'm expecting to see.
If Obey want to go for something different, why not just go ahead and take the full glass setup? Throw the glass in there, throw the Dokkaebi in there, who has also been let free. Those are very strong operators that teams just do not like to play against, because it gives that universal factor where everybody except Echo, but he is also going to be banned, gets affected by those phone calls. So personally, I would have liked to see Obey just go completely different. Throw a blitz in there if you want to go for some more smoke grenades as well. Just storm on in and see what happens. So Obey, they could have went a lot more aggressive. Sure, Ying gives you that potential off the push, but for the most part, it stayed exactly similar for Obey.
It's actually looking good for Obey, because there's no pulse. Valkyrie's banned as well, so if they execute with the Ying properly, it's hard to defend that when you don't have that pulse below with the C4 or the Valkyrie. So Ying usually allows the diffuser to have a chance to be planted, and the pulse and Valkyrie usually denies that. So there's neither of those. There's only Mira with the C4, so that can do the same job, but Mira usually plays on the small closet, as JJ is doing. So Benji actually getting killed and Mary with a Claymore.
Big Claymore.
Nice Claymore, but also maybe a bit too much aggression again. But yeah, there it is. From the concrete stairs, run out to the balcony. Not worth it on most situations, because there is like 90% of the time there is a Claymore in competitive play there.
That is the run out on Border. We talk about where on different maps there's certain run outs. That is the Border run out in a nutshell. So Obey are going to open up their armory. They've gotten control of the security. This is their beachhead, their stage room ground, and where they want to be. They can start using the utility that they need to have to clear out the ADSs for Skies to walk on in, essentially, is going to be the big plan. This is exactly why they brought the Ying. A couple of Sophia charges to check if anybody's behind the half wall, because that is one of the main locations that defenders do like to play. And this would have been a good location as well for a player from Rengo, because there's no frag grenades on the side of Obey.
Yeah. And here we see Obey getting ready for the push to the armory. Bosco is already there, getting killed to the mirror, so no C4 anymore for the Nora, so this is gonna get it even harder. Now there's the candle is coming, the push coming, Ying is gonna push, the plant is gonna go down, and this guy's getting the headshot to Walker, second kill. No, almost getting the third kill, but Crazy getting the trade for Skies, but it's 1 versus 4, and the diffuser is planted. This is looking really grim for Nora.
That was, it only took Obey 2 minutes to get their setup done, and they were able to go for the plant at the minute mark. That's something that we don't see all too often unless it is a proper rush plant, where typically for rush plants you expect to see Lion, Dokkaebi, Blitz, all of that shenanigans, but no, it is just going to be a straight up simple push for Obey, and the Ying worked for them. That's what Skies needed to do.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Like I was about to talk about the mirror. Like you have the mirror playing with the C4. You lost the other C4 when Bandit died. I think necessarily he didn't even have the C4. He might have had the barbed wire. But anyway, you had the mirror with the C4. But because when you play mirror, you have the mirror player mindset at that point. I'm here behind my mirror window at the small closet. I'm not gonna move. I'm here. This is my window. No one gets to play this. It's mine. I want to play it. But you can play that mirror window with another operator too. So have someone without the C4 there, like Smoke, with the smoke canisters and the shotgun to fight those close range fights with the shotty. So that Mira can actually drop down from the hatch and use that C4 to get the kill for the defuse plant. But it just comes down to the Mira player's mindset that they are usually so focused that they want to use those mirror windows themselves that they forgot that there might actually be better play for me to go somewhere else. Okay, you are 3-speed, so that even more enhances to stay on side. But sometimes being 3-speed doesn't matter because you only need to drop down from the hatch, walk a couple meters to the ventilation and throw the C4 to the ceiling, and you will get the kill to the default plant spot.
5 seconds to insertion.
That's it in a nutshell. That's great to have somebody who has been there, done that, knows what it's like to win on that main stage. Not too long ago since you were in Brazil as well. And yeah, certainly I know you're looking forward to making your comeback eventually to the professional league.
It's a lot easier to go from the hero to zero than go from zero to hero, so...
Everybody loves a good storyline anyway, you know.
Yeah.
Look at Secret Story, for example, probably one of the best ones we've had, and I'm sure you and your boys will probably do the same eventually.
That's the plan.
We can only hope. So, Obey on the attack. They have this, just the Ying push that they have, but Rengo, they're going to mix things up and they are going to put some pressure inside of the security that they didn't have last time. They missed out on trying to waste the utility. If they can manage to get 2 Candelas out of this, that would be very, very strong, because it gives JJ and Shin a lot more to work with in terms of they can actually see when to use their utility items instead of being blinded. And that aggressive mirror windows certainly does slow things down a lot more for Obey. This could potentially have been pretty big for Obey, because look where they're stationed. They are going to be right outside of that security.
Yeah, but the problem is that you have Thatcher that you don't really need the Thatcher in this map. So Thatcher can use those EMPs to take out those EMPs, and then you have the chance for the Ying to actually push inside.
That will be the cases, and ADS is going to go and get destroyed. Bosco throwing in a couple of flashes just for extra measure to make sure that there certainly is nobody, and I'm liking this cut-off that my man is going to attempt to go for, is if Waka or Papillon do try and escape from that doorway, then that will be the cut-off point. And look where Waka, he went for the run-out, but he misses it. Are you kidding me, Waka?
that run out would have been perfect. So easy kill for to the Rappel, but he misses the impact grenade and wasn't allowed to go outside. And Mary getting killed the Benji with the Bandit. Again, Mary pulling the hard work for Nora here. And these candles are completely wasted because there's no one there. Bosco getting killed, the Walker now, but what a misplay from Obey. They didn't throw out that there's no one anymore on the CCTVs, and the candles are wasted.
My man just barely sees the top of Shin. And that will be the smoke getting eliminated. So Obey, even though they've used their utility, they've also taken out Nora Rengo's utility in the form of the smoke. And we're going to see the peek around, and my man gets the kill onto JJ. He's been the saving grace in this matchup. And Skies gets the kill onto Mario. Down to Papaya, who gets shut down by the pistol. My man, big round from him.
It looks so good for Nora for a moment, but then again, getting those picks one by one from Obey is costing the game for Nora. They really need to focus on their game. They played so well. They were on the CCTV, burned a lot of the clock again, then escaped, forced, well, you don't force, but Obey still used those candelas to get the CCTV control, even though there was no one there. So really nicely played from Nora, and a miscommunication or the lazy droning from Obey, but still somehow pulling the strings to get those picks to the Nora players and getting the round on the board. So it's draw, so now it's a completely new game.
Overtime it is. It's going to be at least another 2 rounds inside this matchup. More than likely it's going to be pushed towards the 3rd round, but Obey, they have a lot of momentum going by their side. That tactical timeout that they used has certainly lifted the team spirit. They're playing a lot better in terms of teamwork. Even their gun skill has been very impressive. Waka and Shin just really haven't turned up today compared to Mario, who has put his life on the line every single time.
Yeah. Statistically, this should be Nora's game now because they got the lottery ticket and won the draw, and they are defending twice. So they pulled 3 rounds from the defense, whereas
5 seconds left.
Obey only got 2 rounds from the attack, so they should have the better chance of winning this because there's the 2 chances to defend, so they only need the 2 rounds to win this. So you have 2 chances from the defensive side to do that. And I really like that they switched it around because Obey worked it out how to attack the armory defense from Nora. So now that they switched to the basement, ventilation works up, bomb site. Obey cannot use the same tactic again, but still it's plays pretty similarly because you have the 2 guys playing downstairs, 3 guys playing upstairs. They're just wasting their time and then trying to escape to the basement before the enemy team executes. So it's quite similar, but I think the time management has been the one of the huge mistakes that Obey has on their gameplay. And this bomb site really highlights the attackers' way of using the clock because they need to be fast to take the upstairs so that they actually have time to execute properly to the site. But they don't even care about that. Top 4 at the moment, they're pushing straight to the toilet area, opening up the walls from the toilet with the Hibana launcher. Oh, Marie getting killed to Adam with a headshot.
Adam again is going to get taken out.
It was from the hatch. Yeah.
That's not good. That's Adam down. They've lost their Thermite, and this is more or less going to be essentially the exact same round the way it played out last time, where they did have a bit of hard reinforcement destruction in the form of Bosco, but they didn't have Adam to make the bigger breach holes. My man did manage to get himself inside of the bathroom, got himself a kill onto Shin, so Mira is going to be out of the equation, so a C4 as well is going to be out. Papaya and JJ and Meru all playing very close together upstairs. Bosco is going to look to get himself in towards that plant spot, and he is going to get a couple of bullets fired at his feet. So he's going to have to back away. They know that there's going to be a couple of players upstairs, and there's only going to be one in the form of Waka, who will be inside of the ventilation room. Skies is still just looking for a couple of angles. As Waka, he is also just holding. He knows this patience. That's one thing about Nora Rengo. They're very patient when they want to peek. Mario gets the kill onto Benji. And look at the plants going down from Bosco as well. As that's going to be a great kill from Maman through the wallbang skies. Does he know that it's going to be Walker right beside him as Walker shoots first, misses the shots as Bosco gets to stab onto Mary Yu. So a 3 versus 2 as Nora Rengo have to go for the retake. Skies just pushed his way in towards the server room and it's hunting for Walker, who has actually just went all the way round in a circle. He rotates back as JJ gets shut down by Maman, who's been playing on fire during this game. And Obey are 1 round away from sending themselves into the live finals on Friday.
So, Obey is not caring about the top floor, going straight for the push to the workshop. Nora had the defense to deny the plant, but they didn't have the holes that you need to have. You need to make a lot of holes to the floors around the archives on the top floor to actually have the line of sight to all of those default plant positions in a workshop so that you can actually deny the plant from above. There was only that small, tiny hole for the castle to try to deny it, and Mahman was there to take the kills.
Armory lockers and archives is where Obey are going to be headed next. Nora Rengo, they have this attack. Last time they didn't perform it all too well on some of their attacks. Sure, we've seen some moments of brilliance, but they definitely have struggled compared to Obey, who have that very heavy control matchup where they want to make sure the plant just doesn't appear at all. As they're going to be picking up the castle for this top floor bomb site, so it'll be cool to see where he puts these castle barricades, primarily to shut down a lot of the main corridor ways. I'm looking at that main door beside the main stairs is where typically it would come out from, so that just shuts down a lot of rotation lock the attackers could use against you as well.
Yeah, one will go for the peepers for sure. That's a really common location. One is going to go for the doorway. I would like to see one on the sandwich window because that's the location where the Buck has been playing over and over again. So if you actually want to play there, you need to use a grenade to open it up. And it looks like it's going straight there. So yeah, really nice castle placement from Skies to deny the Buck from playing that location. And the 2 other castles are on the B-bomb side. So pretty common. But I would have to change one of those castles to actually the Peeper's doorway because that denies the rotations from there for Mary. That you actually played that position with the Capitao because Capitao doesn't have anything to destroy the castle, so it would have slowed them down even more. But it looks like the push is coming again from the office side for Nora because that actually worked for them, whereas the armory push didn't, so that castle placement for Obey is going to work just nice.
So, Obey, 1 round away from sending them to the finals. They're going to throw everything they have into winning this round. Nora Rengo, this is their last chance to get into that live finals. They performed exceptionally well throughout this entire tournament. Would have been nice to see an APAC team into the finals, but even if they don't, we still have some more APAC matches as well to come. But certainly Nora Rengo, that would have been great to see them on the live stage as well, in front of, I believe, 1,400 of you guys at home will be here on a Friday for the main event. So this is where all of the utility is going to be fired out from Nora Rengo, and Obey are going to go for the bandit trick as Maman does get rid of those X-Kairos pellets. That's a big play from Maman.
Juggling with bandit is so important at the fountain. He's doing it really nicely. Although when he's at the fountain, you can open the B-bomb side quite easily because he cannot juggle both at the same time, and he gets the kill with Mary. Nice pick, Benji's down, but Mahman is there to pick him up.
Quick revive from Maman, but because he had to go for the revive, he couldn't go for the bandit trick. He could have potentially went for the bandit trick over that pickup there in some circumstances, as Shin is going to push in with his Sophia. He's going to actually Sophia himself along with Maman as Waka gets the kill on the Adam, but Bosco does refrag onto Waka. Maman is going to fight and he gets that. How does he win that against Shin? What a kill. So all down to Papayan and JJ to keep Nora Rengo's hopes alive, as he is going to push in, gets that kill on to Maman. So it is going to be a 2 versus 3. JJ and Papayan, they can frag if they need to be. The two support operators, or two support players, more for Nora. Rengo, flashbang goes out, Benji has to look away. He does manage to get that, and the quick crouch shot from Papayan will shut down Benji. Bosco is going to be still waiting with these angles. Sky's inside of the cover as well, as this is going to be the push in from Nora. Rengo, no gas grenades as well for Bosco, so he has to play with his gun. He's going to see the butt, gets the kill, and it will be Sky sending his team to the live finals. Look at the passion on Sky's. He wanted that so badly, and Obey Alliance knock out the Japanese team of Nora Rengo, and they're going to send them home, and Obey Alliance will be another North American team going through into the live finals.
What a round from